We are back out here at Sanford Dam. So you can see we are directly in front of the dam. You can look right behind the crane there and you can see the 3 gates that are installed. A little bit later on in the video, we'll get a little bit closer up video footage of that powerhouse, the old powerhouse all the way on the right hand side. That's just going to be kind of a memorabilia spot. There's keeping an old turbine in there, hopefully, that people are able to tour later on. All the way over there on the left hand side where the water is currently flowing through is the low level outlet. Looks like the water level is pretty low at this time. It's been pretty dry. It's summertime coming into fall now, so we'll start getting a little bit more precipitation, a little bit more water flow going through this dam as fall and winter comes along. Again, you can see the embankment here. So this embankment looks like a lot of crushed limestone. It will be a roller compacted cement embankment. And you can see the cutoff wall there that they have in place with that steel sheet pile. Are now starting to pour the concrete there. So again, forms all the way down there. We'll be able to see that a little bit closer. On the last video, you were able to see a lot of the perforated tubing, plastic perforated tubing that has now been covered up, that is underneath this crushed limestone. And it looks like they're putting riprap on each side of this steel sheet pile here with this crane that has the long arm, long reach on it. And looks like there's a little bit more pipe there, though, that is going down to that box culvert, that concrete box culvert up and near the top of the screen, going to be entering the center of the screen. And we'll take a close-up look at that very shortly as well. Looks like a little bit more perforated pipe over there on the left-hand side. But yeah, embankment's looking really good. A lot of work that's been done here. Looks like they have a couple of circular concrete basins here on the interior of what might be the embankment. And I'm guessing those are kind of like catch basins that, again, funnels the water over to this rectangular box culvert. And then water probably flows out of here over down the Tittabawassee River. Pretty much just eliminating, getting rid of any water that could potentially be seeping through that embankment, making sure it is still structurally stable. Kind of cool seeing here. Looks like they have 2 lines coming in, and then 1 line will be going out of this box. And that probably, I'm guessing, will meet up with the Tittabawassee River to drain any of the water out of this box culvert, which again, all that water is going to be coming from the embankment over here. Not really an earthen embankment, it's a crushed limestone embankment. Over on the other side, I guess, though, it has been an earthen embankment with clay. So all that clay over there on the other side of the steel sheet pile has been trucked in from Wixom Lake. And you can see on the top of that steel sheet pile, a lot of rebar in place, waiting for the forms to come in, and then that gets poured with concrete up on top of that. Probably will look very similar to the wall up there on Skoda Foot Dam Pond that I filmed before, and you can see previous videos that it does have concrete on each side of that steel sheet pile. See the loader over here moving a whole bunch of these concrete culverts again on the forks. And this is the job site over here where everyone parks. The trailers are over here. Looks like they have a whole bunch of crushed limestone here yet. Some sand. And over on the right hand side, can't say for certain, it almost looks like they brought in one of the little cement plants like they have up there on Secord Dam. So definitely, are able to pour and make their own cement right here, their own concrete here on site. Again, quite a few crew out there working. And up near the top of the screen, you'll start seeing the docks are still there. That's on the other side of that fence. That used to be the docks that were in the Sanford Park area right next to the boat launch. As I turn the drone around right now, we're facing towards the west, probably only about 150 to 200 feet in altitude. Generally, the trees, these taller treetops, are under 100 feet, near 100 feet in altitude at the most. So kind of gauge it from that about how high I think the drone is. Still have a whole bunch of clay over here in this area. So again, that truck that just pulled up by the excavator, they're going ahead, filling that up with that clay. And this is the clay that has been trucked in from Wixom Lake out there near the Edenville Dam. So pretty cool. Definitely making that lake a little bit deeper. I'm not exactly sure why they didn't take the clay out of the lake bed here at Sanford Dam. But I did see on Facebook lately, there's actually some work that's starting to happen on fish habitat. I believe it was here at Sanford Lake. Probably going to be happening on all the lakes, though. You know, improving these, well, there's no water in them, making some good fish habitat so that this is a prime fishing destination once it is refilled. I just popped up on the screen the estimated dam substantial completion dates. You can see Sanford will be the first one done in December 2025, followed by Smallwood, Secord, and Wixom on Edenville and Tobacco River Dam. And then this is just interesting information that I put up here, that the amount of days that it will take to refill these lakes. And you can see, depending on, if it's spring or summer when the dams are finished and allowed to refill, how that changes things. If we have a substantial flow in the springtime above average, these lakes could fill really quickly, and that will be some awesome time-lapse video to be getting from being not full to complete full pool. But of course, if it's in the summertime and we have below average rainfall runoff, the lakes could take a little bit longer to refill. But I don't think anyone's going to complain about that. As soon as these gates are, closed up and lakes are starting to refill, I think everyone is going to be really happy and just enjoying watching these lakes refill over time. So they will not be able to, completely close all the gates and stop all the flow from going downriver. There's a lot of fish in these rivers, a lot of other aquatic life that needs the flow of the river, of the water going downstream in order to survive. So probably just will be tapering that flow off a little bit and still maintaining a minimum flow down the Tittabawassee River to be able to keep those species alive. Still have this dike over here on the left-hand side that the bulldozer is going down. That was keeping all of the water from this work area over on the right-hand side, just keeping that all dewatered while they were able to, haul in this clay, and they put sand right up next to the steel sheet pile, kind of where they have those concrete forms at and are pouring that concrete. There's sand right up next to that in this area. See the sheet pile over on the top left-hand side of the screen in that other crane. You're still doing a little bit of work up there. We'll take a look at that a little bit closer. But first, we'll drop in altitude a little bit closer here. Maybe take a look at some of the formwork. Yes, over on the lower right-hand side, you can see all that in place. The rebar, the wood forms that they're building right now. And then over on the left-hand side, the concrete already being poured and cured and forms had been removed. If you want to go ahead and help support the channel, there are a number of ways to do that. You can check out the links in the description down below. I have links for PayPal, as well as Coffee. Coffee is kind of an interesting website. You can send me money for a drink or take gas, just contributing, helping out. This is just a hobby. And YouTube definitely does not pay for, all the work that goes into this. But I vowed from the start of when these dams failed that I would continue following the process until they were completely rebuilt. And I'm sticking to my word. And here we are. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's going to be really soon here in the grand scheme of things from when these dams filled back on 2020 of now here in 2025 and next year. Some of these lakes will be refilled, or in the process of refilling at least. So again, sheet pile staged here, waiting to be picked up and then put in place by the vibratory hammer. The ones over on the left-hand side, I think we'll take a closer look at them. Looks like they have been removed. Lake bed out there is actually, vegetation's not super high on Sanford Lake. This was cut down and brush hogged last year. Probably will need to be done, I'm guessing, one more time. It wouldn't be detrimental if they didn't do it and refilled. But some of that vegetation is probably 5 upwards of 10 feet tall in certain areas of that cottonwood and willow trees. They grow pretty quickly. Also, if people want to check out the equipment that I'm using in these videos, that is also linked in the description down below, and those are Amazon affiliate links. So if you click on any of those and go over to Amazon and purchase anything from Amazon within 24 hours, they kick a small portion of their proceeds and profits back to the channel. So just another way that you can go ahead and help out. When I do these cuts in the video, you'll notice it jumps every once in a while. All of those pictures are getting posted over to my Patreon account. So that is where you can get early access to being able to see the videos that I'm currently working on. As soon as I'm done filming, I upload all those so people see right away what the site looks like. If you don't want to do that, of course, I still have all the live cameras, 7 live cameras in total, usually on the front and the back sides on every single dam here on the 4 lakes. So I know there's been a ton of people checking those out. And if you haven't yet, make sure you're checking out the Edenville Dam live camera. Progress happening at a very rapid pace there. They're definitely doing a lot of work out there. You can see the crane here in this view, though, that new sheet pile that it's hammering in there with the vibratory hammer. Looks like they're just backfilling that with a little bit of sand and then putting riprap on each side of that. In this view, you can see the water flowing through the low-level outlet. A little bit of debris getting caught on the grate there. Again, I think that gets manually removed. That could be quite a process. I could see, though, especially in the springtime, that probably gets plugged up a little bit. But of course, most of that is probably just at the water level. Anything below water level line, probably not much debris. That water probably flows through pretty freely. And then over here on the left-hand side, the 3 spillways that already have gates installed. And actually, I checked out the live camera today, and they have the rams in place. I'm guessing these are the hydraulic pistons, that will lift and lower the gates. So those are actually already in place now, I believe on all 3 of the gates. And then all the way on the left-hand side, the old powerhouse that below the turbine that is left in there as a museum piece, and below that powerhouse has just been completely poured full of concrete. So that definitely is no longer usable. And we'll come over the dam here now. And again, I'll drop super close, super low. We'll be able to see the 3 gates that are installed on Spillway 1, 2, and 3. And next should probably be 4, 5, and 6. And then Sanford Dam will have all of the gates installed here. And it will just be a matter of wrapping up where the earthen embankment is, or the embankment that will be containing the auxiliary emergency spillway that will be over there on the west side of the dam. I haven't seen any plans for that lately, so I'm guessing it's just the preliminary plans that we saw probably about a year or 2 ago. It's probably still what the auxiliary spillway will look like here on Sanford Dam. Again, awesome work happening here. Look at all these gates in place. Look at all the lifts and all the people working on every single one of these gates. And there's work happening on gate 1, 2, and 3 all simultaneously at the exact same time. So work, again, happening on all of these dams, all 5 of the dams on all 4 of the lakes at a very rapid pace, trying to stick to the deadlines. And it looks like that's happening right now. I don't see any reason to believe that there is any falling back behind on any of the schedules. Excavator looks like he's laying some of that corrugated tubing. I'm guessing that's probably perforated again, more for drainage. Tittabawassee River flowing down here to the south. Drone in this view is probably about 50 feet in altitude. Water levels super low. You can see some of the sediment, the bottom sticking out there. A lot of silt in this river. So if you go step out there, a lot of times you'll sink quite a bit in it. We'll climb an altitude all the way from 400 feet though, and we'll be able to see the Sanford Park looking great out there. Baseball diamonds, all these baseball fields looking nice, lush and green. The park area with the playground and the play set right in the middle of the screen, and the basketball courts and horseshoe pits there. So 400 feet in altitude, and we'll start dropping now and come right up and get a nice view of the Sanford Dam. And all the way over there on the top left-hand side, you can see a nice view of the lake bed and the Tittabawassee River from the north flowing to the south. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you go down below. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave any questions and comments you have down below. I try to read every single one of them. If you ask a question, I try to reply if I know the answer. But again, it helps a ton doing all of those things and helps just get the story out there so that more people are aware of what's happening here and can see what's going on. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below. As always, I just want to give a massive thanks to the people who support me on Patreon. Never underestimate the value of your contribution to keeping this channel going. Thank you.